Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the International Champions Workshop, the ICW. Today, we are joined by John Tsai. What is up, my brother?
How you doing, guys? Good to see
Hey,
you.
we are excited to have you. Being international, we want to make sure that we're bringing everybody in. So let's bring our neighbor to the north, Canada, in. Ian in Spain, what's going on over there, brother?
Hey Jason, how's it going? Always good to be here with you guys when I'm kind of starting to finish off my day and you are pretty much, halfway through yours. So now I'm excited. ICW every Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. I love it. I love it. This is what I live for.
Awesome, man. We are going to have some fun today. Bringing John on as a leader in this industry is definitely an honor. So, John, thanks for making the time today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. This is great.
Awesome, brother. Ian, take it away.
Yeah, so again, John, thank you so much for being here. I just wanted to start off, if you could just tell us a little bit about your story and your trajectory within real estate, from how you got started and how you came to be president of, EXP
Yeah,
Realty.
yeah. So I do want to say though, I got this at EXP Con Canada. I don't know if you could see it. This is my plaque for my service at EXP. It says the first president of EXP Realty Canada. So I actually retired from the position in March.
Oh,
There we
Yes.
go. Look at that.
So the trajectory is funny, right? Like, I graduated university with a psychology degree, didn't know exactly what I was going to do with my life. Really, I wasn't a great student, not even a great human being. I was lazy,
yeah.
all throughout my adolescence into my adulthood. And I, uh, I met this gentleman in Taiwan where I was working out and having vacation. And this man, his name is Will, and he said, I'm like, it's Tuesday afternoon and you're working out here. Don't you have to work? I'm 22 years old. I'm on my summer vacation. He's like, I'm 42 years old and I'm retired. I'm like, what? Who are you? He said, well, my name is Will, and I built a language school here in Taiwan. I since sold it, and I just invest in real estate now. And the passive income from the real estate covers my lifestyle. I'm like, wow, I want to be just like you. I want to be retired at 42. And he said to me, go read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. So that started that whole journey. I went from being super lazy, not knowing what to do. I picked up that book and I'm like, this is it. This is
Yeah.
the ticket. Real estate is the ticket. The whole book I didn't understand, but it was all about buying real estate so you can get out of the rat race.
Mm-hmm.
So I then procrastinated for 4 years until I was 26. Then I
Right.
finally got my real estate license. I sold 2 homes in my first 6 months, and I sold 17 homes in my second year as a 27-year-old. And then making $104,000, I went out and bought a car for $89,000. You know what 20-year-olds do, right? And
Right.
I got hit with the financial crisis.
Yeah.
And from there on, I really took it serious. But because when you get hit in the mouth, you get punched in the mouth, you start to feel like, okay, well, I really got to get serious about this, or else I'm going to be out of business. So I got into coaching. And from there on, I started working 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days. It didn't matter. I just did whatever it took to pay off my $80,000 worth of debt. I mean, it is what it is, right? And no joke, it was 10 years straight I did this. And my peak during that journey was I did 149 homes as a solo agent in 2016.
Wow.
And then it started burning out a little bit, 137.99 homes. And then 2019 is when we found EXP Realty.
Right.
Because during those 10 years, guys, I was, you would think being a solo agent, selling 149 homes is success. is making a lot of money, is happiness. But in fact, I was just the opposite. I was rotting inside. I lost my dad during those 10 years, during my grinding years. I never saw my mom. My wife and I were like roommates. So I thought, you know, the only way to get out of this rat race, because I got into real estate to get out of the rat race. But in fact, I bought myself a rat race.
Yeah.
I'm like still on the treadmill, right? So I'm like, how did I get off this treadmill? So the only way was to buy a business. And I didn't know anything else besides real estate. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get out of my independent brokerage here with my broker, and I'm going to buy a Remax. Remax is going to give us three things very clearly: equity, revenue share, and KV Core at $1,200 a month. And then EXP came along and said, we're going to give you the same things, but Remax is going to charge me $500,000, where EXP is going to charge me $199 Canadian. I'm like, this is a no-brainer. I mean, long story short, I chose EXP. And 5.5 years later, you know, here I am. You know, I went from, you know, when I was 23 years old, right after I met Will, I sold jeans and I made $24,000 a year.
Right.
Doing retail, and didn't even make it to being a key holder or a store manager. That was my goal. My ultimate goal of selling jeans was to become the store manager. And I got rejected over and over and over again. But, you know, from making $24,000 a year to becoming a president of a multi-billion-dollar company, like this is the journey. And I'm, you know, for young guys out there that are like, I don't know what to do with my life, you know, but if you're listening to this, I want to be your Will.
Right.
So the story is double meaning is find your will, like why you want to do this. You need to have a burning desire to succeed. And then when you find your will, your mentor, you're somebody that just points you the right direction. And here we are. I'm 44 years old. And I can say from the revenue share that we earn from EXP, I can be retired, but I still show up every day in my basement dressed like a maniac in my suit, because I don't, although I am retireable, I don't want to, because I want to give back. I want to contribute. So if it's not about the money now, what can I do? Right. So that's my journey. So thank you.
That's it. That's crazy. Two things I mentioned about that is, you know, it's funny because Rich Dad Poor Dad was also my first step in the whole world of everything that is what I've become. And it's probably a lot of people's first book when they get into this. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich. And then exactly. And you do not look 44 years old at all. You still
Thank
look
you.
like
Might
20.
be the Zoom filter.
It may be. Maybe.
It is. It's yes.
No, that's really interesting, and thank you so much for sharing that story. And
Hey,
what I wanted to ask you, go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
I had a quick question because it was off of that journey, man. Was that something I know you mentioned getting punched in the face? And
Yeah.
I get that. I've been there too. Um, I'm just trying to put it for our viewers as well. You know, was that something inside? Obviously, when you were selling jeans, you wanted to be the store manager. So you had that drive even when you were selling jeans. And then as you get into real estate, and maybe you weren't looking to become president, but you started just connecting dots and you're like, man, I could do this. I could build a business. Was that a drive you just had in your heart, that, or something you were just born with, or is that something you found along the way?
I think it's something I found because I always I grew up an immigrant. We immigrated to Canada from Taiwan in 1991. Happy kid, and you know, when your parents put you in a strange place where with strange people don't speak your language, you feel like you're an alien, right? And I was bullied all the way from grade 5 all the way up to my grade 9, grade 10. Then I started to speak the language fluently, finally, right? And so, you know, I've always been made fun of by my peers, and that drive came from being the underdog, being someone who nobody looked at, being someone who is easily kicked around. And not only that, like my father always gave me pressure. Like he always told me that I was useless. He always told me that you're going to amount to no good. You're not going to grow up to be anything. Don't worry about it. Right. So when you get to a point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, beast mode turns on. And that for me was 2008. I no longer wanted to be a loser. I no longer wanted to be someone that people look down on. I no longer wanted to be bullied. So how do I get out of that is that I do everything I can every single day to turn on beast mode, to say, you know what, you can laugh at me all you want. You can step on me all you want. You're never going to stop me. And so 2008, that's when it turned on, and I never looked back. It has served me to a certain point, but also sometimes it would hurt me because I would overwork. I would just be so one-track minded. But we'll get into that a little bit. But that's when it turned on. I found it.
Good, man. No, thank you. Inspiring for sure, brother.
Certainly, and I can really identify with the, obviously moving from Scotland to Spain. I was 14. And those first few years were really, really horrible. I put them down as some of the worst in my life because I didn't know what they were talking to me about, and everyone was bullying me. They might not have even been bullying me. I felt that way, but I just couldn't understand the language. And it was no, that was really powerful stuff.
You can definitely relate to that then. Yeah. See, we might have made up stories about they were bullying me, but maybe they weren't. I felt that way because I didn't understand the language, and you start making up stories about people that you don't know. And that's probably what happened. But nevertheless, it might have been a blessing in disguise because that all contributed to who I am today.
100%.
And it made me turn that on.
Yeah, 100%. No, it certainly was. It was, as I said, it was maybe some of the worst kind of years that I'd went through, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yep, 100%. Yeah,
awesome. Thank you. So kind of flipping the conversation, I had another question. So obviously I'm in EXP Spain here, so I like to look at things from an international perspective when I speak with agents, mainly from the US, in this case with Jason. And I wanted to ask, how are you finding, or how are you seeing the progress with international sales or international referrals between countries? For example, it's only recently that internationally we've had access here to like this referral platform within EXP, where literally the click of a button we can get it done for us, kind of thing. So how are you seeing that progress? In the last few years that you've been in on EXP and all of this, and where do you see it going?
Well, I think it's just going to be made easier and easier as we go with AI, with social media, and now with EXP has definitely made international referrals so much easier. We are only in 24 countries right now, and that's going to grow. And so at a click of a button, we can find an agent and just send out a referral and start to make money that way. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? And usually at other companies, you're like, okay, well, my company's only Canadian. Like if I wanted to find somebody in Colombia, like what do I do, right? So I do think that because of technology and because of AI and because of our global expansion with EXP Realty, global referrals are going to be a lot easier going forward.
Yeah, I certainly think so. And I can see it, you can see it. I've worked with international franchises before. And that's how they sell it to you. I feel like that's how they sell it to you.
Global referral network.
Yeah, and everything like that. But I didn't feel it when I was there, and I certainly never saw it when I was there. But then with EXP, it's like a whole other story. It's just, I don't know, I always tell agents you need to see it to believe it. It's kind of like the Polar Express.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You really need to live it to really fully understand what's going on here at EXP when it comes to the international referrals and pretty much everything else, to be honest.
100%.
And it's our culture here at EXP. It's totally different than anyone else, any other brokerage out there. It's totally different, and it is. You have to see it to believe it, and you have to experience it. I was just even helping an agent that was on Workplace, and he was just feeling lost, and he was putting it out there. And I said, dude, plug in. There's so many great people that you need to plug into. It's this connection. Canada, United States, Spain, all in one room. It's possible. And that's what this company brings is endless possibilities. And you just gotta envision it, put it out there, manifest it, and make it happen, right?
Yes.
You got to take advantage of it for sure. The agents that do come in and they plug in and then they use the referral network, they really buy into the culture of collaboration over competition. EXP is so powerful that way. But if you don't plug in, it doesn't matter.
Yep. I totally agree. And you kind of hit on one of my questions that I was thinking about too. How does the culture contribute to success within an EXP agent, John?
When I came for revenue share. I'll be honest. Who doesn't want to have, a retirement plan? And I didn't even know equity was a thing until I got equity, which is awesome. I started doing a lot of deals with KV Core, with lead gen, and I got a free website and all. That's all good. But it was the collaboration where I found like it really had me stick. It was like, whoa, what is this collaboration all about? People are just helping me, and people are willing to open up their playbook to me and help me along with my building my team and building my business, helping me attract agents. Like, what is this? And not only are people helping me from my own organization, my senior partners, so to speak, people from different organizations that are like, hey, John, I'm happy to collaborate with you. I mean, you and I aren't in the same organization, but we're collaborating right now on this podcast here, contributing to others. I mean, this is what we're talking about, is collaboration over competition. And when you have that as a company, we're just going to move so much faster. We learn from each other. We become more powerful. Everybody sells more real estate and the company makes more money. So like, it's a win-win situation all around, but people don't see it, don't feel it until they're here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Kind of goes back to that thing. You really, really do need to experience it to see what we're talking about here, because I'm sure everyone's heard it like a million times from other EXP agents, whatever, but it's just how it is. Until you're living it, you'll never know.
It's crazy, right? It's like, I can tell you about EXP. I can describe to you about EXP. It's kind of like me telling you how to ride a bike. But until you get on a bike and ride it, you're not going to really know and experience what riding a bike is like. I could describe to you all day, oh, yeah, that sounds great. But it's not for me.
That's
But
it.
you just need to have a blind faith. And, if you see the light, just jump and then you'll be here. So that's what I got to say about that.
Well said.
And I had one of my final questions for you would be, and you've really kind of already answered it along the way since we started this session. But if you had to write down the top 5 things that you like most about EXP, what would they be?
Yeah, I mean, I literally just touched on that. I think the main thing for me was the revenue share. I mean, it's absolutely life-changing. I would say that's number one for me. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, people don't want to talk about recruiting. People don't want to talk about agent attraction. Hey, it's there. We're not saying you have to do it, but it's there. And it's changed my life, and I can help you change yours if you choose to. So revenue share, I mean, equity is a long game, right? Equity here, I mean, if you're going to be in real estate anyways for the next 20 years, why not build equity for the next 20 years, 25 years, 30 years? And by then you can cash out, pay off all your debts, and you can be truly retired. KV Core, Lofty, I mean, these are game-changing platforms where they helped us do more business, build a team. I mean, it's a no-brainer. The collaboration, I can't say enough about it. I just love this. Like, we just met today and you're in Spain. I don't know you, you don't know me, but we got to know each other today through the platform of EXP. So they always talk about, I think Russ Lagan had an analogy. It's kind of like, you're not under the umbrella of EXP. You're standing on the platform of EXP, utilizing the EXP platform to help you grow your business, to help fund your lifestyle and retirement. So I don't know if I have a fifth one. maybe the good-looking people here like yourself at EXP. I don't know.
That's also a Zoom filter. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that we probably put on the best events as well. If you haven't experienced an EXP con, you got to go to one, or local events where people are doing it. And these are agent-held events that you can go to, guys, that are the most collaborative and most friendly events that you can ever go to. Because most real estate companies are all for themselves. They're dog eat dog. My first day in real estate, I walked into the office. There were two gentlemen that were in their 60s sitting at their cubicle. And I'm like, hi, my name is John. I'm full of enthusiasm. You know what they told me? Oh, are you already rich? Because if you don't have money to start, you're not going to make it. The second gentleman said, do your parents know a lot of people? Because if they don't, you're screwed. You can go home.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, thank you. And nice to meet you too, gentlemen.
Right.
That was my first day in real estate.
Jeez. Show you down in flames on the first day.
Wow.
Good.
It's unbelievable. John, you mentioned the events, and that's where we met too. And I remember just seeing you on stage and you brought a lot of energy. I think our events just do that. They pack so much energy. And and I don't know if anybody's been to Tony Robbins. We actually had an event with Tony Robbins, a couple of them. I mean, that was energetic in itself. But then when we continue these events, it's just positive engagement. It's hugs, it's collaboration, it's all this to bring each other together. And when you were on stage, you kept saying, let's go. And you mentioned the beast mode. And it drew me in because I was like, who in the heck is this guy? Yeah, and then I got to see you, get into that, the president of Canada, and now you're out of it, which is amazing. I get to watch those journeys and be part of that from a sideline, and I applaud your efforts. For those in the company that haven't been to any event, what do you recommend there? Do you tell them get there? What if they're a broke agent? What kind of ideas do you have for them?
You know what? There's so much to an event to talk about. Proximity is power, guys. If you want to do more, you want to be more, you want to have more, you want to be around people who are being more than you, having more than you, doing more than you. Because if you're only in your little box in your local city and you're like, oh, okay, I'm doing fine in my own city. Like, here's the thing, like, if you want to go to the next level, you got to be exposed to the next possibility that you haven't seen before. I mean, I go to these events, I'm meeting people, let's just say, well, I'm selling 100 homes right now. I'm meeting people who are selling 500 homes. It's like, how? And then they're on stage sharing with you exactly how. Gosh, if you were to just go to one event, and meet one person, that would absolutely change your life. You might find your will. You just might find your will. That's right. It. And, I think that if you just get one thing, you learn one thing out of the event, you win. It's worth every penny. Yep. Right. And just from the energy and enthusiasm, you start to get up into that higher vibration, which would cause you to take inspired action that would attract a lot of good things to you, whatever it is. So I can't say enough about events. We go to them all the time, but I'll leave it at that. Proximity is power, and you need to be there.
I love it. I couldn't agree more. It is be there. Even like Brent Gove says, he used to sleep in the car to go to events just so he could get what he needed out of it. And hey, if that's what you got to do, then that's what you got to do. But to what John said, hey, what if you find your will? Find that one person that just inspires you and motivates you. And that's awesome, brother. So, thank you for that. Gentlemen, we just got a couple minutes left, so I wanted to keep it respectful of everybody's time too. Ian, what else you got on your plate before we wrap it up here?
No, we pretty much covered everything before. I was going to ask it anyway. One thing I will mention is and this is something that me and Jason have been talking about. I'm looking at starting my own events here in Spain pretty soon. I wanted to get it going, get it started. I have no idea how, but we'll make it happen. Hopefully in October, if all goes to plan. So I don't know. I might reach out to you for some tips, John.
100%. I mean, we just did an event called Build Vancouver, a 400 agents 2-day event, which, you know, Brent Gove gave us the toolkit and we had to go execute. And, you know, it was a phenomenal event, phenomenal energy. Can't say enough about it. It's and you see your organization grow. No matter how you look at it, it's going to grow because of it. So
that's awesome. No, thank you so much. And I think that what you mentioned about, you know, if you go to these events, even I tie it in with reading books or listening to certain podcasts or whatever. If there's one thing that you learn, that might be all it takes to flip the switch and take you to the next level, which isn't going to be overnight, but that might be all it takes to become president of a multi-billion-dollar company.
it's crazy to say it, right? It's crazy to actually say it. But I think from my experience is that whenever you're down in the doldrums, whenever you are deep down in depression, you're in your mom's basement where you think, you know, this is it for me. I can never turn this around. I'm a loser and this and that. Every time I come across a difficult situation or a difficult season in my real estate career, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And you got to think, you got to never give up because light always follows darkness. It's just the universal law. Yeah. And if you never quit, you will never fail. And right now, the NAR settlement went on. I think that's a huge opportunity for US agents. It's like, is this going to be the end of my career, or is this going to be the first day for the rest of my career where I can make it 2.0 and really dominate and take more market share? So never give up. And just when you think things can't get better, it will, but you got to just never quit.
Man, awesome. What a great way to wrap us up, John. So, man, thank you for being here today and inspiring us, motivating us, and getting us on track too. Before we head out, can we get a big let's go from you, man?
So repeat after me. I'm a beast.
I'm a beast.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it, John. Get it every day. And everybody else, keep joining us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock Eastern. Ian and I will be here bringing in wonderful guests like John. Again, John, thank you so much. We appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you soon enough. EXPCon, are you making it?
Yes, we'll see you in Miami.
I'll be there, brother. I'll see you then. Perfect. Ian, thank you. Have a beautiful day, my friend.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Jason.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All the best, everyone.